Ho, ho, ho! Can you believe it? It's the Crusty Santa taking the place of the Colonel for this month's SITREP. Yes, it is Christmas rep. He has been a very busy boy over the last month. Let's see what he's been up to.
I know the Colonel showed you a few of his 2mm Russians on the last SITREP, but here they are all completed now. Corps command bases out the front, behind them the divisional commanders, and here are some of the cavalry. This lot of Cossacks. Colonel does like his Cossacks. Behind them some Lancers, and I think this is 21 groups of line infantry. Plenty of them to play around with. Moving over to some dragoons, 6 stands of those, with some hussars tucked in behind. And obviously for the Russians, they will have a lot of artillery, so there's 5 batteries ready for them to play with. Now, Krusty's previously only had Austrians and French, so this will allow more battles and potentially even a bit of Austerlitz in the future. Staying landside, and for the 6mm Napoleonic project, which is set in Eastern Europe, Poland area, he obviously needs lots of woodlands, so he's been hard at work with some Japanese railway trees, cheapies from Amazon. They are stuck onto war bases, pond bases, with a bit of glue gun. Put some sand on those and lots of PVA and water. A bit of burnt umber over the top of that with dry brush off-white, and then a sprinkling of what he calls his Northern Europe flock, which is just a mixture of some lights and dark and a bit of brown. And it actually doesn't look too bad, does it? No doubt some of you have been watching the Bendover affair with the Fighting Sound Napoleonics. Well, this is the Russo-Japanese war and the Japanese fleet that he's been cracking on with in the background, all ready for rolling out sometime in the new year. These were mentioned on the last SITREP, but he'd only done a few ships now, but he's banged them all out. Look at these, they're lovely, aren't they? In the background are mainly the battleships, with the cruisers in front of them, and in the foreground are the destroyers and the gunboats. And in the blue corner we have the opposition, the Russians. These are all a bit higgledy-piggledy battleships, cruisers, armoured cruisers, etc. mixed up, but it doesn't really matter. Paint scheme for these is slightly lighter than the Japanese, so they can distinguish who is who. Obviously they've got their little flags on as well. The Crusty Colonel does have big fat fingers, so he does struggle a little bit with the masts and the funnels, and a bit of swearing as he's putting these together. Well, they're now complete and ready for a ding-dong in the new year. And finally, back to the 6mm project. The Colonel has been spending more of his hard-earned pennies on Bacchus. We've got some line infantry, dragoons and horse artillery, with some Russian dragoons, artillery for them, and also some limbers. Yes, it's the project that keeps giving.
Wow, thanks for that. That was really interesting. I can see he's been very industrious over the past few weeks. So much so that I have a bulging sack of goodies, which I might be able to find a couple of things in there for him. It's some Osprey books. Balaclava, 1854, Charge of the Light Brigade. It's a project that he's been looking to do for a while. It's in October, so that'll be a long time into next year. And another Osprey for him, the Tsushima 1905. Some good scenarios in there for the Russo-Japanese War and his new tumbling dice ships. Good-o. However, there is one present that I cannot give the Crusty Colonel, and I'll have to hand that over to you guys. If you're not a subscriber, please press the button down there. He's nearly at 1,000 subscribers, and you know what happens when you hit that magic number with YouTube? You can become a millionaire overnight. So let's make Crusty a millionaire in 2025. Fantastic. Well, I do hope you're going to enjoy the channel over the festive period. I know I certainly am. There's only one more thing to do before I sign off. And that is wish everybody the very best for Christmas and the new year. Cheers. and you get all the little men and all the little wargaming prezzies that your heart desires. See you next time.